Everyone, welcome to Cinema Safari. Today we're talking about Toy Story 5. So Toy Story 5 is the latest installment in the Toy Story series after Toy Story 4 was released, I believe, in 2019. It's been several years, and that's been the case for a lot of the Toy Story films since the second one, I think, was released shortly after the first one. But then between 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, it's definitely been a decent gap in between the films. But we have done a lot of other stuff in the franchise, shows, video games, things like that. So we're going to be talking about all that, how Toy Story 5 kind of expands the franchise, all that fun stuff. So let's get right into it with Toy Story Mania. So Toy Story 5, directed by Andrew Stanton. We see all the gang pretty much back together again. Kind of coming off of Toy Story 4, Woody is off with Bo Peep in their quest to find lost toys that they started first introduced in Toy Story 4. So he's off with Bo Peep and that gang, but he comes back into the picture with the OG group that's now led by Jessie, and in this film, Jessie kind of takes charge and is the leader with Buzz as her second in command of the OG group in Bonnie's room. And the film really centers around a new, the use of technology with kids. So we get introduced to a new character, Lily Pad, who is the antagonist toy of the film for the most part. And honestly, even before the first trailer, when it was first announced that the bad toy for the film was going to be a technology AI iPad type thing, I was like, I don't know. But it wasn't too long after that I was like, everything in Toy Story is amazing. They do a great job with all the films, series, everything. So I trust that they're gonna do well. And if they're going down this road, I have faith that they're gonna do it well. And they did. I thought Toy Story 5 was amazing. Basically unanimous of everyone I talked to. It was a unanimous decision that 5 is more liked than 4, which I definitely agree with. Not to say 4 was bad in any sense, because it wasn't. I feel like 5, and you don't agree with this, comment down below. But I feel like 5 kind of had more of that nostalgic feel of how the originals felt compared to 4. So 4, obviously, I still enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all of the Toy Story films, but it felt like it was lacking something that the first 2 or even 3 films had, that 5 kind of brought back, if that makes sense. So if you're comparing 4 and 5 in that sense, I think overall 5 was definitely better. So the use of technology, it had great parallels to the real world that we're living in. So I feel like the young generation nowadays in real life, they tend to gravitate more towards video games, smartphones, stuff like that, technology in general, compared to my generation when we were young in that age. I would play outside all the time. Every day after school, I would just be outside, and imagining games in your head, stuff like that, which I mean, isn't completely lost. It's not extinct, so to speak, but it's definitely not as common as when we were kids. And this film does a great job of exploring that, I feel like. Because it shows that a lot of kids now, where they are in the films, physical toys are becoming more obsolete. But there are still kids out there that do have that sense of creativity and imagination, of making up games and stuff with these physical toys. So a lot of those parallels, the movie does a great job of exploring those parallels, I think. So yeah, overall, I thought it was amazing. For me, overall, 2 is still my favorite Toy Story film. If I had to rank them, and comment down below with your ranking, if it's similar, if it's not, whatever your ranking is, I'd like to hear about it, so comment down below. For my ranking, if I'm ranking the films, 2's always going to be at the top for me. Then I would go 1, 5, 3, 4. 3 was really good. I think the furnace scene is, even today, very much talked about. Probably one of the most famous scenes and most talked about scenes in the whole franchise of Toy Story. I feel like everyone, when they watch it, they immediately start crying. At least I do, even after watching it like 100 times. Yeah, but overall, I think 5 was a stronger film, at least in my perspective, than 3, which is why it's getting ranked above 3. Yeah, so it would be 2, 1, 5, 3, 4 for me. And again, comment down below with your rankings. I'm interested to see where 5 aligns with the other films to you. So, Toy Story Mania. So, how 5 impacts the franchise. Anderson did say that they are planning a potential 6th film, and I feel like especially with the strong opening weekend of 5, I see no reason why they won't go ahead with the 6th film in the main series. So they would really, he said that a potential 6th film would conclude Bonnie's trilogy. So the first 3 films, 1 through 3, were Andy's trilogy, and then 4 through 6 are Bonnie's trilogy. And then, if we do get a 6th film, it would be interesting to see if that leads to another set of films, introduces a new kid that the toys move on to, whatever the case is. If we get a 6th film, just interesting to see where that would lead. But yeah, even after all these years, with the same toys, stuff like that, you think it would get tiring, get old, but they keep doing it well and keep reinvigorating the franchise. And I think that's part of the reason why it's one of the best rated franchises pretty much of all time, and why Pixar is one of the strongest studios out there. But enough about that. So the whole franchise, it's definitely not ending with 5. There's definitely plans to probably do a 6th film. There have been talks about doing some spin-offs after the underperformance of Lightyear a couple years ago. They did say that they wouldn't necessarily move forward with any spin-off films unless they were really, it was something they really thought was something they needed to make. But I did read that there is a series that's releasing sometime this year, soon. I don't know what it's called. Most likely on Disney Plus, I'm assuming. Following, I don't know if it's directly tied into Toy Story 5 or if it's a separate thing, but it's going to feature Woody, Buzz, Jessie, all the characters we love. So more fun with that. They are bringing some games back. Toy Story, I think Rodeo Roundup, they're remastering that and release that on multiple consoles and PC later this year, along with some other Toy Story games, some retro games that they're remastering. So there's definitely a lot going on with the franchise moving forward. Definitely no signs of retiring the franchise, which is great, because it is one of the greatest franchises, I think. You know. Yeah, so I'm excited about all that, and with that, we are going to wrap up today's episode. So, Toy Story 5, great entry in the franchise, very strong movie. I had a lot of fun with it, I really enjoyed it, a great message as well, and yeah, so with that, next episode we will be talking about Supergirl, the latest installment in the DC Universe after last year's Superman, which was kind of like the debut of the universe technically, after Creature Commandos. Yeah, so I'm excited to talk about that. I've been hearing a lot of positive like early reviews of especially like Millie Alcock's performance in the film as Supergirl. So yeah, I'm excited for that and excited to talk about it on our next episode. So with that, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.